talk about social networking. So do you guys believe that there was social networking back in 1947? Or you just remember the social networking, the movie? Was there a social networking in 1947? So how it was happening, 1947?
Clubs, bars.
Exactly. So people go into a restaurant, one guy starts talking. Like, you know that guy, which guy? That guy, the tall guy with blonde hair. You know, he used to work for IWAP. He used to PM IWAP initially. And now he kind of opened up a farm in the next village, like 80 miles from here. And that's how the information used to propagate, right? People were not even able to see the face clearly. But that's how they used to refer, the tall guy who worked this way, who used to look like this, like that, right? So that's how social networking used to happen. And then people used to get the information that they need about the people they used to know, right? So this was social networking back in 1947, I would say. Slowly we kind of came across technology changing every time, right? Emails was one of the first things that we saw people took off, right? People were sending snail mails, and then somebody used to talk about it, like, you know, you get a snail mail from your uncle, and then your mom used to read it out to you, saying, okay, this is the news from my aunt, and then you used to listen in, right? Now it's not the case. Everybody gets their own email address, and you post it and they get their updates that this guy is doing so and so and so forth. So email was the first thing, right? Slowly we get into a lot of e-activities, e-bill, e-shopping, right? Everything started going to e, right? And so is our social networking. We started virtualizing everything that we do on the web. So I wanted to just give you an insight, give you a little bit of background, and kind of make you realize what social networking is all about, right? It started off, I would say, back in 1994 with, there was a company called Tripod. Don't know how many of you remember. And then there was geocity.com, right? They used to try and do this. Later on, 1997, this company came up. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called 6 Degrees. And they used to push you, find 6 people and you're good. Remaining will take care, build a network for you. The concept was there, but it was not refined well. There was no common interest there to bring in the social networking piece right there. But it was a trigger point, I would say. Later on, somebody bought them, tried to refine it, but didn't work well. So the idea of social networking has always been there. It's a common need of the human being, right? We always want to have a social behavior and network with people. How conveniently we are able to do now versus how we were doing earlier is what is changing. It's probably become a lot more easier for us to do things, network with people, talk to them, show them what you do, what you can do in a simplistic way, right? So there was a plethora of applications that started coming up, emails, instant messaging, right? And people started working around those to understand social networking. So how many of you really today have an application that you use for social networking? All of you? Anyone who doesn't use it, let me put it that way. So it looks like everyone uses it. Is it Facebook or something else? Anybody other than Facebook?
In addition to or including Facebook?
Who uses something else other than Facebook for social networking? What's that?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, okay. LinkedIn?
Orkut.
Orkut, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so I have something to sell you. So, exactly. So the people are, using social networking tools to make their life easier and try to really share things in a much simplistic way. People who are using Facebook, what's the difference between Facebook and Twitter? Is there any difference? Huge difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are you guys not using Twitter?
Because I'm going to follow somebody's life.
What's that?
I said because I don't want to follow what people are doing at every moment. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I would use Twitter.
Okay, how about you, Beth?
Facebook lets you invite friends, upload
it's a lot different, right? So what is different? Twitter.
Publicized. Twitter is just, hey, you know, read this article, it's really good. Look at this picture of me sitting on my head.
Okay, so this is exactly what I figured out when I was trying to read into social networking with Twitter. A lot of people don't understand Twitter right. It's, to contrast it, people realize it's different from Facebook, but to really contrast it right, Twitter is actually entirely different. Facebook is for the people you know. You create a group of people, and this is my circle, and that's what I'm going to play with, and that's what is for Facebook, right? Whereas Twitter is full of people you don't know, and you want to follow them because they are interesting for you. So if somebody puts it this way, Facebook is a whole set of people I went to school with, right? And Twitter is full of people I wish I would have gone to school with. All right? So it's for people who want to go. You can't do that easily on Facebook, but Twitter, yes, you can. Bring in a new person in your network, go to Twitter. All right? And that's something that people don't understand well right now. And I think I wanted to bring that part when I'm gonna explaining this out. The concepts around. So Facebook is not doing everything right as of now. It's not bringing an easier ability for you to reach out to people you really don't know, and you want to network with them, show them what you are, showcase it, get followers. All that Twitter can do well for you. Okay. Twitter debuted roughly like 5 years ago. Okay, and it has like a huge customer base right now. Okay, but there are some pitfalls, like I was mentioning. People don't really understand to use it well. Another way to look at it is Facebook is like parties. Anytime you log into a Facebook, what exactly you're doing is like walking into a like people. It's like, it's a party. Similar to people you know whom you have invited. You know every one of them there is what is a Facebook. Twitter is not the case. Twitter is more like you're walking into a convention or a bar, right, where you might hit across people who are of the same interest like you are, right, but they don't know you. And you're going to just, kick off a chat and say, okay, you know what, I like this, I like this, I like this, yes, right? That's what Twitter is. So you need to understand the contrast, right, and understand. Now, with that, I'm trying to bring out one big limitation that Facebook has, which is ability to reach out to new people. We don't have that in Facebook today. I'll give you an example. When you post something on Facebook, you need to be very careful, right? Because it's like you're walking into a party, so you don't want to put out, when you're shabbily dressed and those kind of pictures on the Facebook, because it's like you're walking into a party with that kind of dress. You need to equate to that, right? I've seen people being careless enough to put some, weird pictures there, drunken pictures. You need to be careful, right? Your boss is watching you. 90% of the people have friends, families, and their bosses on the same thing on Facebook, and everything they share is being taken up by everybody, right? I'll give an example. One guy took a short-term disability leave, went to Latin, right? He went there, and then he was actually partying. And then he posted all this party pictures on the Facebook. One of his co-colleague, actually this came in newspaper, one of his co-colleague actually saw those pictures and then informed his boss. You thought he was on short-term disability? He's partying here. And eventually he got fired. So this was one big article that said Facebook caused him to lose his job. Of course, there was an ethical issue there, but I'm saying you need to figure out whom you want to share your stuff with, right? And you need to do it right. And this is probably an exaggerated example, but as I'm saying, you can probably share your drunken pictures with someone you're close to, but not with everyone, right? Things like that. So that's another shortcoming that Facebook has, and I think people who are using it, you need to understand that carefully. So one thing is following people, getting to know new people is all missing. Twitter as it is also has a reverse shortcoming, right? Like it doesn't do very good with your friend conversation or people you know. If you see Twitter, it's more like you have like lists of people, list of conversation, but there's no conversation mode. Everything is like list, so it's hard to read through, right? It's more like small tweets. Twitter had like 115 million people who were active users, they say, but out of which only 21 really had good followers, 21 million. So at this point in time, Twitter is really lean on the way it's operating. With that, I want to introduce the product that I really want you guys to focus on, which is Google+, right? What this product is doing is really bringing both the best of both these things together, Facebook as well as Twitter, into one place. So you get best of both things in one neat place. You can look at it much easily, right? So Google Plus is an advanced, released like 4 weeks ago. I don't know how many of you know about it, but it just released like 4 weeks ago, and it has enough things for you to look into. It has circles, wherein you can confine your friend circles in a short circle, like family circle, colleagues, so on and so forth. You can confine it, and then you can share your stuff, controlling much better. Just like it's really modeled across a real life scenario. You maintain your Toastmasters circle, and then you maintain your colleague circle separate, right? Exactly how you do that. So it's very much like real life. There is a concept of hangout, very similar to real life. You just hang out on your porch, expect somebody to talk through or walk through and talk to you. That's exactly the concept of hangout, but here you can do it like a video conversation across up to 10 people. So it's awesomely done. So given all that Google Plus is bringing best of both of the social networking pieces for you, what would stop you from not using that? How many of you have created accounts in Google Plus? Okay, guys who don't have, send me your Gmail ID and I'll help you get it added there, okay? So I can invite you, or you can reach out to people who have, and that's good, they're going to help you. But Google Plus is going to give you like free storage, unlimited photograph storage, free video storage on the web for you, all free. With all these things in free, right, I believe there is nothing that should stop us from really using that product, right, and making our social life easy to operate for us. All right, thank you.